Hi guys, I'm Maxim. This is Art Medicine. I'd like to share some paintings that I painted in the past with you, and I'd like to look at how they were made, what medium was used, just technical specs of what they are, and also explore a little bit the meaning of the artworks, what they mean to me. So these are miniature paintings. They're miniature because they're small, and they measure 5 inches by 5 inches roughly, and they come from pretty much gathering leftover construction scraps, stuff that I find on the just outside, or pieces of wood donated to me by friends who are carpenters or who did a reno at home. And then so this is, I just like reusing this material. It's like second life to pieces of garbage, to objects that would otherwise be discarded or burned. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everything comes and goes back to nature. But I can find these pieces and transform them into artworks before they go back to nature. And I like that idea. This is a project that I do. I create these paintings fairly quickly. So I'm a trained artist, and I sketch out a face, and then I paint it with acrylic paint right over the drawing, and then I keep working at it for an hour or two, or I could be doing a couple of those paintings at the same time, and then I'm left with these like nice, good looking, handcrafted like pieces that I can then show to friends, give as presents. I bring these to craft shows or fairs, or even street vending, or so this is a really nice little project, and I wanted to share this with you. And we are going to go ahead and create one of those paintings from scratch today. Thanks. I am setting up for painting on this piece of recycled panel, piece of wood. There it is. It looks really nice on the back. It's gonna be a good looking little artwork, I hope. So I primed it, I sanded the edges so that it's safe to touch and handle. And I'm using a piece of cardboard as my palette, just regular cardboard. It's sturdy, it doesn't absorb after using it once or twice and then smearing paint over it. And I am going to begin with just loading my paint. This is acrylic paint, titanium white. And I am taking a small amount, placing it on the palette, I wipe the palette, the knife, the loading knife, or just a butter knife. It's just a butter knife, just the old knife. And then I will load some black onto my palette, and I won't dirty up the master tub jar with any white, because I'm neat. And so I'm going ahead and getting ready to start. Maybe a little bit about my setup, or my work space, or my painting station, my little art environment where I create. I have everything really close by, like an old chair. I got like a palette knife, another knife, my tools right under the chair or off to the side. I got a spray bottle, very useful. I'll show you how it works. I got a container with a recycled container that I could cut, and it's filled with water, and it's got all my brushes in there. They don't really need to be washed, they just need to be kept in the water so that they don't dry out. And I have just populated this side of the wall with some recent sketches of female faces, or upper body, or head, just to get myself inspired and ready to go. And I have an idea of what I'm gonna paint, and we'll see it. Let's see it. Maxim. And it's the paint comes a bit thicker, pasty out of the container, so I would spray that with some water, and then it makes for easy blending, easy movement. The vehicle is increased, so I have paint flowing easily, and I will draw with black paint and the brush like it was a marker or ink. I'm just sitting and easily participating in a activity that I enjoy. Just participating. Nothing is going on. Just a little bit of participation. what I am doing right now is I call it, or it could be called in painting, you know, just some terminology that I would use is called blocking in. So big blocks of dark, mid-tone, and light are coming in. That organizes the surface of the picture plane. That organizes it in terms of what is the main information within the picture, where is it distributed, what's the balance of these masses of dark, medium dark, mid-tone, and light. I am not so concerned at this time with making final details really well. I am rather going about general features and staying lively, like painterly, without getting caught in little areas too early. So I'd like to paint everything in, block everything in, and see whether there's a balance forming within the painting. So I will continue doing that for a little while. I got my major areas painted. There's not much white peeking through, and I chose a grayscale, black and white, and the mixture of the two, so that to simplify the process, I want to show you the skeleton, the bare bones of navigating a painting like this. There are many ways of painting, and we are looking at how I manage this process. So my strategy now is to go back into all of these started shapes and get smaller information introduced, like there is an area of dark on the bottom of this object, the nose. The light is coming from the top, so there is a shadow on the bottom. And so habitually and from experience, I'm able to resolve it that way. So now I'm going back to each object, and I'm giving these objects a little bit more definition. When I'm painting, I am not thinking about the eyes or hair or lips. I'm thinking about the shapes of light and dark. And these shapes, they have some kind of organic and abstract appearance if you examine them closer. With the process, is me drawing with the brush. I'm just drawing back into the shapes and defining and increasing complexity, adding some more dark and adding depth, some more detail. At the same time, I can kind of figure maybe this here is too straight going down like this, so maybe I'm gonna put a curl or another shape, draw another shape altogether, revise objects, and continue building up. My strategy right now is to go fairly slow, think before I place any addition. I am looking for overall a consistent flow, like stylistically, like I want to see a uniformed image with dynamic brush strokes, with so I want to invent a little bit less, and I want to just follow in with the basic painting process. Mix, aim, think about it, and then place a small addition onto an existing area. I am slightly cutting into the darker areas with lighter gray. I am slightly cutting into some areas. I am moving them around. I am carefully arranging marks. Marks are painted strokes that are produced by the brush or a palette knife or any other tool. Those are painted marks, paint marks, and they have their own merit. They could be expressive if I leave them kind of fresh and kind of less edited. So I place a mark and I leave it, and then I look at it and see if I like what I'm seeing, and then I'll keep it if I like it. I'm starting to like some of how things are coming together somewhere in this area, like the nice dynamic light gray cutting into the shape of what is a nose. And then I simplified and stylized this area, the bottom of the nose, made a grayscale light and dark, like lighter, darker, darker, and darkest transition. So I am staying keen on like wanting to see the beauty within the painted areas within the areas that I'm making. So, and then I'm keeping them, and then I'm adjusting other areas to them. It doesn't always make sense when I say it. And I'll leave it at that for today, and then we'll continue next time and get this project done. Thanks, guys. I'm stoked. I'm happy about doing this, and I want to continue working on this a little more, and then I'll show you what it will look like. And I want to call this art medicine.